if there is anything to the solution, it should be easy for you to solve the problem. So that is not the solution. And if that is not the solution, then the man who is suggesting that or offering it as the one and the only panacea, then you have to question that man. You see, you don't question the person or the thing that is offering you all these solutions. You question yourself, you see, and that creates some sort of a guilt, self-pity, you see, you know.
I think, if you don't mind my suggesting, maybe you better move over to the chair, because I think the plank behind you is making a noise.
Is it making a noise or is it breaking?
It is. It's pretty. I said the more confusion, the better.
I don't know, you are interested in the clarity of thought. I'm emphasizing a totally unrelated thing when I talk of clarity. You see, I'm talking of the clarity of the sensory perceptions. You see, that's the nature of the living organism. It has to be alert, you see, always to respond to the stimuli.
And you are also saying probably there can never be any clarity with thought.
No.
It's only a mess.
You say, to use your philosophical jargon, it's a dialectical thinking about thinking itself. You see, somebody asked me, what is the good of it all? You see, philosophy, religion. It helps you to sharpen, see, the instrument. See, it is limited and it is very, very functional in that area. You know? So you cannot use that, you see, to achieve any results. That's all that I am saying. Within that framework, it is valid and then very useful, very helpful to win your argument over somebody, to tear apart the argument or the logical approaches to the problem. It helps you. It is a very powerful instrument, you see, in that area. It is limited in its usefulness. But it will not be of any help to you to function sanely in this world, intelligently in this world.
So the body is perfect, right, as it is, as a machine.
It's a perfect piece.
And yet, thought
Yes.
is physical too. It goes with the body.
You see,
it's a product of the physiological activity of the body.
Exactly, a blissful state you are interested in or you are trying to put yourself into all the time is disturbing the chemistry.
What you say is very interesting. So
I'm coming to that point. You see, the thought is there pushing you in the direction of becoming a perfect man. Nature, I don't have any special insight into the nature of things, or I don't know if there is any such thing as evolution. I have no idea, and I have no way of knowing it for myself or testing the validity of all these theories. But it is interested in perfecting the species, number one. Number two, you see, it is not using anything as a model. No? But we have superimposed what is called the perfect man, which is the basis of that is the model of Jesus, Buddha, all the teachers of mankind. So you are trying, you see, to model your actions and your behavior patterns.
I understand. Those ideals are the product of thought, and they are cut off from reality. But thought itself is a product of the body. It's physiological activity.
Yes, but when once that is used to perfect something that is totally unrelated to the functioning of the body, then it becomes the enemy of the body. So where do you draw the line?
So there is an enemy within.
The enemy is within. The enemy you are looking for is, what is that in the cartoons there? The enemy you are looking
So
for
there
is
is
you.
yes, it is within.
Yes.
The thought that is me is there within this
So
framework.
you talk as if thought is out there.
It's there, yes, it says in the body. It's a
The
physical
ideations and mentations, you see, are not out there. You see, the culture is not out there.
It is here.
The society is not out there. I'm not using that, you see, the familiar, you are the society, you are the world. Not created you and me is for the sole purpose of maintaining its continuity. It is a self-perpetuating mechanism.
What you call society?
What you call culture, society, or the movement of thought, or give any name you like. And that is all it can do. You see, you talk as if you see it is outside, The despair, you call it, and anger, frustration. You give different names like this. You see, this is a table, this is a chair, this is a swinging table, and that's a sofa, it's a man, it's a woman, and so on, you see. So like that, you see, you give different names: despair, anger, greed, jealousy, envy. Basically, they are all the sensations, you see, the responses to the stimuli. Of your own.
Animation that is there now, right now.
It is part of the expression of the energy, see, that's all. Not with the idea of winning you over to my point of view or to, you see, I am not interested, you see, not at all.
What you see outside this screen, what is the inside is the project.
No, there is no.
Everything inside comes from inside, not from the
No, first of all, you make the distinction there and call that outside and inside here. So that's what I am saying. It is the frontier that separates, you see, things and says that is out there and something else is in here. But actually it is not outside there. What is it that separates you from what you call outside is this thinking. See, otherwise you have no way of separating yourself from what is happening out there or inside. So you separate yourself from whatever is happening there and call it despair. And the next moment you call it boredom. Another moment you call it, you see, greed. Another moment you call it something else. So if the thought does not separate it itself, as if there is not some other entity who is separated from whatever is happening, it has no way of, you see, understanding or doing anything about it. They are all, you see, each one may have a different intensity of its own. It's not of your own making. Anger has a tremendous intensity of its own. What you call affection has another intensity of its own. But for some reasons you say that, you see, you should love somebody, you should be compassionate to somebody, you should not hate somebody. But basically they all have different intensities. All vibrations have different intensities. And you have nothing to do with them. The moment you identify yourself or try to separate yourself from any one of those vibrations, you have created a problem for yourself. So the intensity or whatever it is of a particular sensation that is there, which is part of this functioning of the body, and it cannot be separated from it at all, except through this. So you are protecting yourself, what you call yourself, by separating yourself and creating an armor around yourself. You do not want to be touched by despair, but yet you see you want to deal with the despair. How are you going to deal with the despair? Thought, we always talk of thought. So you cannot separate yourself from thought and say this is thought. And what you are dealing with or what you know about thought is all about thought. But thought you really cannot separate it from energy. As you say, it is an integral part of, you see, the movement, you see, energy and thought, they are one and the same. So you call it thought because of a particular action. It is acting. Well, what is that action? Any action that you know of is born out of your thinking. You see, otherwise you do not know that this is the response to that stimulus. So it is one unitary movement. Stimulus and response is one unitary movement. It's all right, you can go to a laboratory and the doctor will see you with this some instrument and say this is the response of that, you see, stimulus he is giving, you see. So he is giving you a knowledge about it, and by repeating that knowledge you are able to experience and talk about as if, you see, the sensation is different from, you see, the stimulus.
But it follows in a very systematic way, in the sense that those definitions of stimulus and response, etc., even though they may not represent the actuality, they are working.
If there is something wrong, you see, then he can help you.
Yeah, so it
By
works.
saying if you are not respond, in that sense, if you leave that alone without doing anything about it, where is thought? Is it separate from the energy? You don't know. You have no way of knowing it at all. So you are interested in some directives, here's your place, for resolving your problems. Fine, let's go somewhere else. He has a solution for your problem.
We seem to find sometimes help through meditation and all that. That's all forward.
You see, this is a very peaceful thing. You see, how the hell you are going to create a peaceful mind? He said it's born out of total exhaustion of this battle. I don't know if you can give a definition.
I don't know, I'm asking you.
Then we don't bother about it. Why should we bother about meditation? I really don't know.
You guess we should do what meditation?
You asked
Or you must have a
you
concept.
asked me the question.
What is the
The
concept? of
meditation.
Guilty. He is not guilty after all.
I can always meditate. You meditate. You see on what? I don't
Whatever
know.
it is you do, it's in the name of meditation.
Contemplation or meditation is talking about.
The Christians call it contemplation, the Hindus call it meditation. And when you want to brush aside both contemplation and meditation, you invent a thing called meditative state. And then from then on, you try to put yourself into a state in that meditative state. God knows what that meditative state is. You know? You meditate about what?
You said something on the table. You said the body knows it is immortal.
You see,
Right.
that's
What is this?
No. I'm
This
sorry.
body
Yes, that's a
preoccupation.
that's a manner of speaking. You see, the body has no way of experiencing it coming to an end. See, it is always